Hey there, folks. We're going to get started with this edition of Build Mode really quickly here, but we'll give a minute for everyone to join in, as well as a couple other streams to get set up. So stick around. We'll get going in about a minute or here so we can stick to our promise of 30 real soon. All right. Welcome, everyone. We'll get running here, as I'm sure a bunch of people will join in. But I'll give you the introduction here. My name is John Nair. I'm a senior product marketing manager here at Vendasta. And I'm so excited to have you all here and to present on build mode. It's been a weekly session we've been running for the past little bit. And we've been talking about AI and operations and really quickly how you can build these amazing workflows and experiences using Vendasta. And that's exactly what we are doing today. We're going to talk about working with custom AI employees. Now, if this is your first time watching, thank you so much for watching. We've got seven other videos that you can watch on our YouTube channel to get caught up after the fact. And for those of you who want to make sure that you're not missing anything, this session will be recorded so you can watch it again later after the fact. As you have questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or in the Q&A as well, and we'll spend some time at the end to get to those. But today has been an exciting day here at Vendasta because we launched custom AI employees. And this has been a really, really exciting and celebratory launch because it's a whole bunch of new possibilities that are available for our partners and the SMBs that they serve. Because it's way more simple and quick and powerful to build custom AI employees with Vendasta. There's not any significant setup that's needed to get things running and working. You can have AI connected to your tools and data. And because of the shared framework that's available with Vendasta, you're able to make things move a lot faster and quicker. And so it's been a great opportunity to celebrate this with folks and let people know what's happening. So today we're going to spend some time learning a little bit about how to work with custom AI employees. And also as well, we're going to see what it looks like to work with them and some of the other great features that we've released that aren't necessarily, just for custom AI employees, but have come out as a part of this release. So I'm going to do a quick demo for you where I'm chatting with a job estimator. We're going to see all of the different new options available for deploying and working with AI on websites and other forms. And we're going to look at how you can build internal chat prompts. And then we're going to take some time to actually do that really quickly and create a sales enablement assistant, which I think is something that most people are going to be able to make use of in their workflows right away. So without further ado, let's have a live demo at chatting with a job estimator. So I used Gemini to help me create a fun little example landing page here for a fake business here, Lord of the Drains. And Lord of the Drains, um, they're obviously doing plumbing, emergency services, things like that. And let's assume this is sort of like a landing category page for when someone is having problems with their bathroom. Now, if I was scrolling through and looking at this, there's lots of great buttons here available for me to interact with. And I'm going to click this nice CTA for get my estimate now. Maybe I'm, the type of customer that is trained to not interact with chatbots here. So I ignore this one and I hit get my estimate now. Well, clicking that button scrolled me down to this integrated and embedded web chat with a custom AI employee I created who's specifically a estimate assistant. And I'm asking for getting estimate information. And by pressing that button, it got sent right to our assistant. Let me zoom in a little bit for us. So I'm going to provide a name. This is a new estimate. It's for John. And let's give an email address as well here too. Now you'll notice that I have this embedded web chat here with one AI employee, and I have this floating web chat with a different AI employee. And that's because you're now able to have AI employees both embedded and floating with different ones working on these different web chat channels. So depending on the different workplace experience or what outcome you're trying to get, you can create different AI employees that are specialized for certain jobs and workflows. All right, let's have a little bit more detail about the estimate. What service does John need an estimate for? I have, you know what? Let's show off too that I had all these other buttons. I had one button that I was able to fill out that embedded, but let's say slow draining shower. Pressing that button again was able to continue the conversation. And you can see that by having those buttons there, you can help users and visitors of the page get to their questions and get to conversational experiences much, much quicker. Let's see what our estimator AI employee is going to do. Needs the service address, provide the address. There's a standard. And once I have the address, great. I'll give a postal code. I won't give the city, and it'll be smart enough to figure out where that belongs. And just to prove it, I'll say, and have a separate conversation with a different AI employee. And again, the value here is that there are so many different ways that customers might want to interact with different parts of the business, and having a more specialized flow based on the type of page or what you're trying to do is going to let customers get to the outcomes they're looking for more quickly and more clearly. So I'll close that. And there's that estimate that's created. And the last neat thing that I want to show off is that I did all that in this web chat here. But if I go over to House Call Pro, a common site for service professionals, you can see that it created a customer for me with some notes, a lead source of the chat. And if I click into this customer, I can see that there was an estimate that was created as well with some of the notes, so that as a House Call Pro specialist, I could jump right in to this estimate and use this for our continued service of the customer. Pretty dang cool. So I showed you a lot of cool new features that are just came out and have been a part of our slow creation and build out. I mean, slow, I say in terms for the world that we knew before, but AI has moved so fast. We wanted to have all of these great capabilities and tools and frameworks that are available for you to understand and use really simply. So One of these things that we've just released is the ability for that embedded web chat. Like I said, it's going to make it so that you can build conversational AI experiences directly into a web page, and then you can guide users at the right moment. And I really like this embedded option as something that you might do for like a squeeze page, or maybe you're on a really specific page about a different type of service. And this is a great way to sort of signal that you have an AI employee that is there to work with a little bit more knowledge and intent. I also showed off the widget actions. Really, really cool. You can now really easily get a button or an image, or even use some fancy JavaScript to automatically send messages to different AI employees in different web chats. And you can use that to get uh, visitors from just kind of browsing to taking action really quickly, and with a predefined path that you are going to use to get the customer to value quicker. And of course, all of this was showing off our flexible and extensible AI employee framework, which makes it super, super easy and quick to hire the ideal AI employee. We have all of these great pre-made and pre-configured capabilities. We make it really easy to add files and knowledge and all of this context to get AI employees working really well. But then we also make it pretty dang easy to work with outside systems and get information flowing in and out, as well as do neat things like let you create basic templates and variables, so it's easy to reuse these capabilities across employees. One thing that I want to note here is there's also the ability to work with a AI employee inside of a business app or partner center, and just have a chat directly with that AI employee. So I'm going to take you back to our uh, business app for Lord of the Drains. And I'm on this configure page for our job estimator. But I'm going to go back one step. I'm going to scroll on down and find this custom AI employee that I created. I'm going to chat with him. And I'm going to ask, um, what's the most recent estimate that we created? And the idea behind these custom AI employees that you can chat with is that these are shared employees that give you private conversations. And the value of that is, let's say you're a Lord of the Drains and you want to make sure that all of your team is using a really specific AI workflow, or is using the same shared set of AI knowledge and capabilities. If you're using outside chatbot tools, there's definitely ways that you can copy and paste prompts and templates and get some of the really cool value out of that, but you don't have the confidence that everyone is going to be using the exact same configuration, and you're not going to have the same confidence that there's this private view available, so that people can just go in and ask questions without feeling self-conscious. So we can see that the job estimator was able to look into our system and see, hey, the most recent estimate was created for John. There's the information. That's what we can do. And we could even do something like create data as well here. So imagine that you're someone in the field and you want to get an estimate for a job. Can you help me create a new estimate for Brendan King? He's Vendasta Square, and we have a leaky. Now, as a field service representative, I could be typing in notes as I'm talking with a customer. Heck, I could even be using voice dictation as I'm talking with a customer, and chat with my job estimate employee to get all that information sent between systems really quickly and easily. So while our estimator is doing some work there, let me show you. Oh, well, since he finished, we'll take a quick look. New estimate has been created. The estimate covers our labor. And if we wanted to, we can go back to our customers and see that we have that customer and that estimate on the way. So one thing that is unique about having the ability to chat with these AI employees now is that you're going to want to make sure that you are putting in some purposes and guardrails around how you might be using or working with this AI employee. So in this example, our job estimator is not only available on a external website for customers to talk to, but also available internally for chatting. And so we're putting in a really simple but smart piece of information here. When you are talking to someone with a Lord of the Drains email or a Vendasta email, because that's actually me, you are likely speaking to an internal user. And then we tell our employee how to behave when they're communicating with a customer versus an internal user. As they're talking internally, they know that, hey, this is not a customer in all likelihood. This is someone who's working at the business. And it's a really great way to get more custom, more personalized, more useful conversations between AI employees and then either those external customers or internal customers. So, with all of that there, let's take a moment to create a sales enablement specialist and one that should be available for anyone who's on a plan above starter for our partners. So, I'm going to go to our partner center, zoom in just a little bit for you, and under AI Workforce, you'll see there's now a fancy new create button. And if you haven't done so already, there's even a button showing a more general, hey, please create a new AI employee. Now, I've gone to the trouble of setting up the sales enablement assistant already, but I'll do a brand new one for you. I'm going to say create. We'll give it its nice name. Um, Same role. I'll put in a picture because that always feels so much better. Lovely. Perfect. And there's not a whole lot of work that I need to do to actually get this sales enablement assistant working and helping me internally. Some of our partners, and we got some great case studies available on the Vendasta website talking about how they use AI employees as internal enablement assistants. They'll add some really detailed capabilities that talk about how to handle certain types of standard operating procedures and questions about different product lines. But I'm going to go even simpler today. And I'm going to add in two pieces of knowledge. I have some plain text talking about this different package that we have available and a PDF of a AI receptionist setup service. This is one of those PDFs that our Vendasta services team made available in the marketplace. And I just downloaded that and added it to the knowledge base. I'm going to save that and add just one line of one role and behavioral guideline. You are helping internal team members franchise worldwide answer sales enablement. There's so much that you can do to add more detail and get more specific and get more varied and more um, hardened results, those sort of results that are going to be very, very specific. But this is plenty to get me to some really great results. So just a couple of minutes there. I'm going to chat with this sales enablement assistant, and I'm going to say, how long does it take to get the AI receptionist set up service done? And my sales enablement assistant will use the knowledge that we uploaded and get an answer back to me here right away. Again, a really great way. Imagine, and for some of you, this will be very relatable. You're working with a team. You've got a large team of salespeople, and you've got all of these different processes in place to try and get things to work clearly. But without a super easy way for people to know those processes, know that information, you get a lot of people who are chatting back and forth. They're always waiting for specific answers. Now you have the sales enablement, your own personal sales enablement specialist to answer for you. So there we go. There's the structured timeline, all of that information. Great. Entire process takes a few business days with a maximum of about 3. And if I'm someone who is, really concerned about AI hallucinations, isn't sure if this is all true, if this is all exactly as it should be, I can look at an explanation, see the thinking that went behind that explanation, and then even click on a link to get taken directly to the file that provided that knowledge, and I can look at it to confirm that it was true. So as you can see, it's really not too hard to get a AI employee set up working on your team or working on your customer's team with just a few pieces of knowledge, a really simple purpose, and potentially not even any capabilities set up. But if you want, there is the opportunity to create those even more customized, more complex AI employees with capabilities that let it connect with outside systems, have really detailed purposes and prompts so that they behave in really consistent and specialized ways. And you can fill them up with all sorts of knowledge so that you can have dynamic and useful, unique customer experiences, whether that's externally on a website embedded through a chat experience, floating chat, I should say, and then, of course, uh, chatting internally with your AI employees. And that takes us to the end of the presentation. There is so much to still cover with custom AI employees, and it's really the beginning of an exciting new future of having AI workers available to any sort of small business that is ready to take that leap and that jump. So please keep your eyes out for more information as we share it in the coming weeks. I've got lots of exciting documentation and videos and case studies to get you and the people that you work with working with your AI employees. With that, we've got time for some questions. I only see one in the Q&A, so we'll start there. Are extra AI employees charged individually? Great question, Rob. No, they are not charged to you right now. What you will see is you can go ahead and you can create almost any number of AI employees. I mean, at a certain point, your screen is going to start lagging and it's not going to start working well. But there isn't a limit to that available. They are included for now. I will make note that to create extra web chats and to be able to create AI employees, you do need to have an active AI SKU. And for how we are today, that means either the Conversations AI SKUs or Reputation Management Premium or Social Marketing Pro. And we'll talk about that, why we're including those SKUs in the very near future. But that's the short form for business app. You'll need one of those SKUs available. And in Partner Center, I should mention as well too. I think I said that previously. Right now, just not available on the starter plan. Um, Oh, good, you got it up there for me. How to import an embedded floating chat into the website? Lovely, lovely question. I'm jumping between screens here because well, you know what? Let's go back to that other one because maybe there's a good example here. So you'll see now that we actually have 3 web chat widgets, where previously you were only allowed 1, or maybe 2 because we had this extra sort of listing widget 1. But what you can do is you can click on Settings for any of these web chats. Click that one there. And as I scroll down, we will see, let's use this one since it was the one that I had as an example. You will see we have the option to not just use the floating widget we're used to here, but the embedded chat widget. And it's basically as simple as copying this JavaScript and pasting it into your website. This has really default styling. You're going to want to use your CSS skills to make it fit the size of the box that you like. Like we had here, so that it filled this box here. And I shouldn't have put the rounded corners on here. I let Gemini do that for me really quick, but there's an example of just how quick and easy it is to get it in there. And since we're talking about that embedded web chat, I'll also point out, and maybe move myself to the other side, we have these widget actions available. And this is what was happening when I was clicking a button and it was automatically sending a message for me. I was using send message as an action, and then I copied this little anchor link code onto the button, so that when I did that, this sends the message to the web chat and it automatically fills it out for the specific widget. Really, really cool. Reminder of what that looks like. I had this one that said get my estimate now, but I had all of these with slightly different codes that can send slightly different messages. Really fun. And it looks like any limitations on tokens in this AI employee? Really great question. Um, First things first, I think when we talk about tokens, um, it might be a little unclear what we mean, because different systems use different ideas of what tokens are. You can talk about it in like a pure API context, or some places use tokens to mean like messages and things like that. And um, we don't want you to worry about that right now. There's still so much possibility, and um, so much that we need to learn about how to work and use AI employees, that we don't want people to feel constrained by tokens. Um, in the long run, I think we need to look at how we handle people who use a whole bunch of tokens, but we don't want there to be that fear as you're using them. So right now, tokens are included, and we'll look at that as we continue going forward. Any last minute questions? This is very rare that I finish an AI and Ops in 30 minutes, but I think one of the key things that I learned throughout this series is there's all of these little bits of making AI employees super optimized and specific to the workflows that you want. And please, go back to our YouTube videos historically to see all of those neat ways to really, really tune and optimize an AI employee. But as we saw today, it did not take a lot at all to get an AI employee that's really helpful and really useful to my internal team. And so I strongly encourage you to go create a AI employee, use basic knowledge that's already there, and see how it can be a helpful member of your team just with internal chat to start, and then review all of the exciting ways that you can include them in your workflows and connecting to various systems. Please keep your eyes peeled for more, and I'm so excited to see what you all build. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a good rest of your day.